Oh, hey. Thank you so much for joining me for this first episode of Life as Daddy. I have never really felt like I had a lot of content or content that people would care about to put out there until this adoption started to roll around and the ups and downs came through. And so I'm so excited to start this journey with you guys and share what I'm learning and some really tips that frankly I wish I had known from the beginning. So you'll find everything in here from parenting products to process to actual parenting tips to what are my favorite cartoons to watch. You're going to find everything in terms of what is going to help your kids and you as a parent stay sane. So I thought I would start this first episode talking about a little bit of my journey and how we got to this point, and more so, how did we afford it? I think that's probably the biggest question that people have when it comes to adoption. So about 3 years ago, my husband and I started to, hold up. We're gonna need coffee for this. Go get yourself some coffee. Mine's from my favorite place here in town. I'll wait. We knew that we wanted to have children. We knew that that's something we wanted from the day we met. We actually, ironically, talked about that on our first date. So, you know, this conversation was coming eventually. So we decided to start saving money. We thought that was the most logical step. We did a little research into what it costs, and we knew that we probably couldn't afford an international adoption. So we went with a domestic one. And so that can, depending on if you go with an agency or if you have good connections and you find a mom, it can really vary in price. But I would say a standard domestic adoption is really going to be anywhere from $25,000 to upwards of $50,000. So it's really, really important that you guys think about the money. I know it was super important for us to figure out how are we going to do this, how are we going to afford to do this, let alone you have to pay for all of the stuff for the kids, right? I mean, you have to pay for the car seats and the diapers and the wipes and the cribs. I mean, it's just insane. So we had to be very logical and methodical about how we saved. And we also did, quite a few fundraisers. So I will talk about those today a little bit, but let's get started on the very first thing. The first thing we did was the logical thing. We just started saving money. We knew that this was going to cost. We knew that it was going to be kind of a burden if we kind of hit everything at the same time. So we worked towards this for the first few years. Every paycheck or every month we put as much as we could aside for baby, and we just started to watch those numbers add up more and more and more. I think we got to around $20,000 when we said, okay, now we need to start thinking about our next steps. Well, we knew that $20,000 wasn't going to cut it for us. So we started to do some fundraisers. And I think that's probably the biggest question that people ask me is, what did you guys do to get the money for this? Especially, we're not millionaires rolling in cash every day. So I did want to talk about those, but I did want to mention the first thing we did was start saving money, and it was for a couple years before we did anything else. I think it's super important because that really established a baseline for us and gave us a lot of a kickoff or starting point for what was coming. We did a lot of research online. We read, how do we do this? How do we do this? So many people seem to afford adoptions, and I don't think everybody is, super wealthy. So how do they do this? Well, we found a few really good options for us, and the first of which is something I definitely wanted to share with you guys was a garage sale or a yard sale, depending on what you call it. Sounds ridiculous. It sounds like really you're going to get a few $100. Not the case. So we actually did a little bit of marketing around this. For those of you who don't know, my husband and I are both in marketing. We both do that for our full-time jobs. So we went under the Facebook parenting groups, and we connected with our friends, and anybody we know, we asked them to donate to this cause. We will gladly come pick up your stuff. We will come to your house, grab it in a truck, bring it back to our house, and we will store it for this garage sale. And you will be blown away by how many people will give you stuff. It's insane. We had tools, we had furniture, we had clothes, we had games, obviously the knickknacks. We had artificial plants, we had everything you can possibly imagine. And so we collected as much as we could for probably about 4 weeks. And we actually also made some signage. So we had two big signs for the garage sale that said, "This garage sale is helping us afford our adoption." Silly little thing, but I really believe that that was a huge component of why we were so successful. So once you have all of your stuff, you collect it. I went on all of these swap site Facebook pages and said, "Hey guys, we are having a garage sale this date." And I put images of everything that we had on tables. So I kind of prepped it all. It was ready to go. And I shared it with every group I could find. Little did I know what I was really doing to myself, because that Friday afternoon came and it was a madhouse. We did almost $1,000 the first 4 hours in that Friday evening. It was just nuts. And so over the course of that evening, we actually made over, let's say $2,000 or more. And the great thing was, because of that signage that we put up, people just walked up and gave donations. You have something marked for 50 cents and they just gave you $10. And so you really start to do that over and over and over again, and it really starts to add up. I think because we shared it online, we had friends just pop by and give us stuff, and guys, we got $2,000 plus of a $45,000 to $50,000 adoption. That's huge. That's a big deal. So the next thing we did was t-shirt sales. We saw this online. We were a little bit skeptical. We didn't know what that was going to consist of. Online marketing of t-shirts and stuff. T-shirts are a huge business, and it's really hard to create a story and get people backing behind that. So we tried it, and it took a little legwork as well in terms of the online selling and getting people to know. But we did. We used an online t-shirt creator / seller. You use their service, and you build the design. They work with you on the colors and make sure everything prints correctly, and then people order on their website. You get a cut of all of their portions, and they send it off and do the shipping and everything for you. So you can set a goal for yourself. You can do 100 t-shirts, you can do 500, or you can just do 10. It's dependent on what is right for you guys. And you can do a ton of different options. We have sweatshirts and t-shirts and workout shirts and shirts of all sizes for youth and adults. It was just awesome. And we actually made just over $1,000 on that as well. We actually did t-shirts twice. We found that the first round of t-shirts was much more successful than the second. And I think it's because the design was obviously awesome. People loved that. But people who give once are unlikely to give again unless they're really, really close with you. So just keep that in mind. We also started a GoFundMe page, which I think is pretty standard. We did get donations from that. So I would say over the course of all of our fundraising and the gifts and everything, we got upwards to, I would say, $6,000 to $8,000 when it's all said and done, just from simple efforts, marketing efforts. So, be creative, get out there, and connect with your community. You will be surprised how many people genuinely want to step in and help you out. It's beautiful. It's seriously amazing. So by no means don't ever take advantage of that, but it is a beautiful, awesome experience to see your community and your neighbors and your family and friends all come together to kind of help make this happen for you. So those are the big things that we did for fundraising. We really pushed hard. Keep in mind, you're going to have some baby showers later on once you get matched with a mom. So don't overspend on a lot of the stuff just yet, just because you are going to have people support you, and you're going to have people who want to help buy some of this stuff because it's fun for them. And it's helpful for you. They know that, and especially clothes. I think, it's little things that you don't need to worry about right now. You need to worry about getting that baby home. So, if you guys have, I would love to hear other ways that you guys have raised money for adoption. Put them below in the comments. I would love to know about them. I think other people who hear this and see this are looking for ideas. So throw them in there. I'm going to share some of my favorites that I see as well. So be sure to hit the like or subscribe button, and we'll see you guys for episode 2. Thanks.